right total hip replacement.
I'm Gretchen. I had a great toe amputation and diabetes.
I'm Talia, and I had total right knee replacement, and I was weight bearing is tolerated with pain with activities, and so I used a cane.
Macy here. I had a left broken wrist and used a platform walker.
I'm Kaylin. I had a pacemaker put in and status post one day after the surgery, and then I had a shoulder sling and a heavy walker.
Okay. What difficulties did you guys all have?
I forgot to say this, I had a walker and a black boot, and I also used a reacher. And my biggest challenge was the social stigma that occurred, because everyone just stared at me and like their eyes were just glued on me. And plus the wheels on the walker were so loud, so it just attracted everyone's attention. And people would like run to the door to open it for me, and they were very sympathetic, which was super kind, but I get why people hate that attention. So that was most challenging for me.
Yeah, that happened to me. I got a lot of looks. I only had a cane, so I think that's a lot why I had a lot of looks, because I would sometimes forget to walk with a limp. So people would look at me and they'd be like, this girl has a cane, she doesn't need it. But I also struggled with keeping, like, the cane in proximity to my body. Like, I walked into Dunkin' and knocked over a trash can with the cane, because I just forgot. I don't know, it was like an extra part of my body, and I couldn't pay attention to it.
I kind of had, like, I was thinking the same thing as Gretchen, like, people were just staring at me, and you could hear my walker from 3 miles away. It was so loud, and even having, like, the platform, like, it was really hard. Like, if I hit a wheel on, like, a rock, it would just, like, top over. And putting it in my car was probably the hardest thing, because with the platform, it, like, sticks up more, so I had to, like, go in at an angle, and it was just really stressful. And then going to the elevator was a mess. Like, people did not care if I had a walker. I mean, granted, I don't really have the disability, but still, like, they just kind of looked at me, and I was like, you are going down. I have a walker. You can walk. I cannot. And, like, I ended up just taking the stairs.
I think the most challenging thing for me was, well, I had to like really think about walking, because you have to do the heavy marker first and then walk. So that was probably the most challenging, because usually I don't have to think about walking. Yeah. I really had to think about it. And in the community, same as what Gretchen said, I went with my friend to Tops to go get my food to cook my dinner, and this lady came up to me and was like, oh, what are you looking for? Because I was trying to find breadcrumbs or something. I don't even know what I was trying to find. She literally went out of her way and went down each aisle to find it with me. I was like, I'm pretty sure I can do this, but I'm not incompetent, but
yeah,
thank you.
That's kind of like almost an insult.
Yeah,
I was following you around just because you have like a physical.
Yeah, she wasn't going to say anything until... What?
Did they work at Tops?
No. It was a lady with a baby. I was walking
down the
aisles.
It was a stranger? I thought you met someone like working.
No, it wasn't a worker. And then the guy behind her was like, oh, do you ladies need some help? And we're like, no, we can find it on our own, but thank you. It was like the weirdest thing ever. And he like didn't even, a lot of the workers just stared at me and they didn't like say anything. And then like they would stare at me and then 10 seconds later be like, oh, hi. And we're like, oh, thanks. It was very awkward.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I guess I had the walker too, so like I can relate to the noise aspect in the elevator, like waiting forever to get anywhere, and then like people would stop the floor and just look at you, and they would look so awkward and uncomfortable. Like, should I get out? Should I stay? But they always ended up just staying, so I guess it wasn't that big of a problem for them. Like walking on the sidewalks was really hard. Like every crack the walker would.
It was really icy on one of the days.
Yeah, and like walking on snow was like impossible.
Yeah,
half the school doesn't even have sidewalks, and if they do, they don't like match with the road. Like you have to go all the way down here to get to a crosswalk.
One thing I found super interesting, at least for me, was with the crosswalks on campus too. Like, cars wouldn't stop because they saw I had a cane because they think I would take longer to get
And
across.
they didn't stop for walkers either.
I don't know, but I feel like normally they stop for me, and I was just like, are you seriously not stopping because I have a cane right now?
That and like, we're not very accessible. Half the doors I couldn't even get through because they're heavy as all Lord no. It's just crazy how heavy the doors are. And then just getting into the campus building, like the one, even the like button downstairs is like a mile from the door. You press the button, you have to run to get to the door. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
My apartment isn't. You have to go up this. There's no like ramp, so I
There's-
had to like unassuming my disability just to get into my apartment. So
Yeah.
like,
There's like no ramps.
Yeah.
There's barely anything. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Cuca needs to be remodeled a tad.
And then how there's a button at the wolf den, but it doesn't actually work. Like
Oh,
you
it
press
like
it.
psychs you out.
Yeah.
Seriously?
The one works, and then like the inside one doesn't. So I was just like pressing it and waiting.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that didn't have an actual, like, what do you call it, extra equipment.
Oh, adaptive equipment.
Yeah, so I could easily hide mine if I wanted to. Besides the fact that apparently I waved it around.
Okay, you talked to Laura, said she waves her amputated hand
Well,
in the air.
Yeah. I think the most looks I ever got was when I put a sock over my hand because I couldn't hold the ace bandage closed, and so I just put a sock over it with the ace bandage underneath it. But people were more confused with the sock than not having a hand. But I mean, my difficulty was mostly in like ADL stuff.
yeah, I tried ADLs and it didn't work out too well. I spilled half of my
Driving was
everywhere. I
Yeah.
didn't drive with mine.
I had to constantly sit to get dressed since I had the walker, so that took a lot of extra time. And then I had to put my boot on, and it just took a lot to get ready in the morning. And I had to plan my morning to leave earlier because I knew I had to take the elevator and use the walker and go up the ramp. So, and plus I had to constantly hip hike with my boot because I had a wedge on it. So I had to worry about that and not worry about the walker.
I guess I feel like I just didn't have that much of a struggle just because I had only had the cane. So my biggest issue was just like, if I needed two hands, but I was walking with the cane, so just carrying stuff around was difficult. Like when I was making the meal in here, but other than that, I didn't feel like my ADLs were affected that much. Probably just my mobility, especially with stairs, because it took me a while to remember like up with the good and down with the bad.
I was so loud when I was cleaning because I had nothing to grip in there and I didn't want to get my ace bandage all wet and accidentally use my hand, so I would just use the side and hear so that was hard. People kept on offering to help me with stuff and I was like, I'm determined to do it myself.
Cooking was the most challenging for me because I only had one hand.
Yeah, I was supposed to keep my hand up, and at one point I forgot, but then I like kept doing it, and I was like trying to cut my chicken with one hand, and I was just like,
One time I didn't even use my tummy locker when cooking because it was just too challenging.
I avoided typing too.
Oh, I had one hand.
I like tried to do it. It was like a really awkward like little shoulder thing
I had
with my left hand.
I would forget my cane places, which is bad, and I'm admitting that on video. But I mentioned that just because I feel like if I were a person that didn't normally need a cane and I only needed it for a total knee replacement, that I would naturally forget it places. Because that's just how I am. So there were times where I was walking around and I was like, oh shoot, I need a cane because I'm not supposed to be putting all my weight on this leg. So then I would go back and get it.
Every time I do my homework on my bed, and I had my heavy walk like all the way outside my bedroom. I was like, I kept on just getting up. I was like, okay, this is not what the assignment's supposed to be, but it's too challenging.
With cooking, I had to constantly like position myself on the side when opening up the oven door and opening up the cabinet doors, like the lower ones. You probably could relate because it kept bumping into it, so you have to be aware of your surroundings and what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, the garbage can in Dunkin'. I should have known.
I should have known that trash can was
I
there.
should not have whipped it with the cane.
Alright.
Oh, it was so awkward. Everything was awkward.
I was at Peebles for like the community thing, and as I was shopping, I was putting my hangers on the walker, so it ended up working out pretty well. But then like going through like the clothing aisle, it got a little tight, and I kind of just started whipping it around. So it got really like.
That's what I was doing during class because the desks are so close. I was
Oh,
like, okay, I'm
go-
just
yeah.
keeping this heavy walker
Going
here.
to class was not okay. Going to like it was okay. Like we love going to class. Just like just getting in and like placing our stuff where we needed it and stuff like that. Because I don't know how a couple of the wheelchair people, I would have been like, no.
I think a couple of the wheelchair people came early just to figure out how to
Yeah,
be
so it'd be
in class.
like just imagining how people in general might have to show up to places earlier just so they can get everything how they're gonna need it is kind of nuts to think about too.
Or just leaving, or having to leave 15 minutes early because it takes you 15 more minutes to get to where you're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that. I leave right before I need to get places.
Even like not having the disability and going to public, I felt bad because people were like judging me because I felt like they thought I was making fun of it in a way, or even just like, why does she need that? What is she doing? Like they don't know, but I just felt like really awkward at times when people would stare at me in the store, and I'm just like, it's an assignment. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but
I'm in the drive program for my level 2 emerging area still, and I felt very uncomfortable in the drive program because honestly they're all disabled, so I felt like I was like making fun of them, and it wasn't a true picture of what they actually go through. Like,
Yeah. Like I thought the assignment is good. It definitely gets you in some people's shoes and stuff. But at the same time, it does put us in like that awkward position.
I
Like
think it's a true picture of what they actually deal with. Because honestly, when we need to, we could have just
thrown it away.
thrown or like not been disabled anymore, like going up the stairs. Like I would not have been able to do that if I was truly disabled. So
Yeah.
Like when I was in TOPS, I tried pushing the walker and holding a shopping basket at the same time, and it was not working out, but I managed to do it. And I would do like the lighter items first and then go to the heavier items, but it was a struggle because it just kept slipping out of my hand.
Yeah.
And same with like, I love my iced coffee. And I couldn't get it for 2 days because I couldn't push it and hold it at the same time unless someone was with me.
the struggle is real
So
on
just
that
like
one.
the simple things in life are so frustrating. Unless you make like an adapted cup holder.
Yeah.
Could
Where
do
we
that.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say the restaurant I went to was not handicap accessible. There was all stairs, and then even if you could get up the stairs, there was like an incline to get into the restaurant and 2 heavy doors. So it was just impossible for someone with a real disability. And it was sad.
Yeah, a lot of things I saw definitely made me sad. Just thinking like if I actually, because like obviously I can just stop and do whatever I need to do. Like, but if someone else really had it and just being like they don't even have this option. It's crazy to think about how they have to just adapt their entire lifestyle to it.
So hard discussion question.
Yeah.
After this, what can we do?
Ooh, good one, Laura. I feel like we definitely need to talk some more about this campus.
yeah, this campus is a rough one.
Yeah.
The problem
even
with
like-
that is that we're poor. Well, because I've been
Because
working.
yeah, no, I'm sure Dak. Like,
I've been working with the facilities for 2.5 years, trying to get, and they've gotten sidewalks repaved or like leveled down and stuff like that. But just getting them to do that simple thing, you have to be
I
on
think
top
in
of
a lot of communities said that they're not like they're just like Penn. Like even if they do have money, like they just don't want to
Yeah, that's
do
all
the ADA laws. And
Well, I
like
think the
that.
big thing is they don't see how it pertains because the majority of the population in this area is not.
When I had to go from here to Jepson, and when they took out Allen, they took out like half of the sidewalk. So like I couldn't even, and it was like pavement. It was weird, and it was all like taken up, or like broken. So I had to like scurry along, and as I'm doing it, Colby and Amy are throwing snowballs at me. So it was just like, great, let's just go to Jepson.
it'd be interesting if Dak or even any other group like held like a disability. Because do you guys do that, a disability awareness thing, where we even just had non-OT students come and
We
experience
had
this
a
stuff?
disability scavenger hunt around campus where we had everybody go to basically all the inaccessible spots,
Okay.
have them brainstorm why it would be difficult for individuals, who it would be difficult for, and then how they could fix it or what their solutions would be.
That's good. I think that totally ties into the project we just did and everything. So
And we've asked to do that again.
okay.